anyone can go out and buy their own keyboard, but today we're gonna build our own keyboards.
These keyboards are kind of boring. They're just ready to go. So we're gonna challenge ourselves with a wheel spin to build a keyboard at a wide range of different prices to see, can we build one that's better than factory? We're about to find out after a word from today's sponsor.
As a video gamer and a mechanic, I am always needing power for my jobs and hobbies. And that is where today's sponsor, EcoFlow, comes in handy, and more specifically, the EcoFlow Delta 2 power station. The Delta 2 has a 1024 watt-hour capacity with 1800 watts of output and surge power up to 2700 watts. That means you can power 15 and even 20 amp items such as grinders, saws, lights, refrigerators, heaters, and so much more. So of course, charging things like cell phones and laptops and powering computers is super easy for the Delta 2. As someone who loves to work outdoors, I often don't have access to AC power for more heavy-duty jobs. That is where the Delta 2 comes in handy for me. From using my paint sprayer outside or needing to charge one of my classic cars, EcoFlow is always there for me. It's crazy that even for quick welding repairs, the Delta 2 gets the job done. You can easily charge your Delta 2 with standard AC power, car DC power, and even solar power. And don't worry, you can charge the Delta 2 3,000 cycles, which is 6 times more than the industry average. That means you could put it to work every day and then recharge it for 10 years straight thanks to the LFP batteries. And with extreme technology, you can charge the Delta 2 in just 80 minutes to 100%. Now, of course, with EcoFlow devices, you have one convenient app to track charging, current usage, power output, and more. You can change literally so many settings in the Delta 2. And I'm just being honest, I can't stand how loud generators are, and not to mention how heavy they are. I mean, even my little generator at home weighs over 100 pounds. The Delta 2 is also very portable at just 27 pounds, and it's almost silent. And if you need more power or longevity, you can get the extended battery options as well as the smart extra battery for more than double the capacity. So guys, don't wait until the last minute when your power is out and it's almost impossible to pick up a generator or power station. Check the link down below to go ahead and pick one up today so that you're ready for the next time you need some power on the go or just backup power in general. Thanks again to EcoFlow for sponsoring today's video. Let's go ahead and get back into it. So we have 3 wheels here, one to choose the price, one to choose what type of switch you have to get, and then of course our curved balls.
Who's going first?
Jackson this time. That was first last time.
That's true. You get a couple shuffles in there.
Getting a couple shuffles. All right, so we got $60 up to $120, and this is total budget. So, you know, for some keyboard enthusiasts, this probably is really budget.
This is probably really budget, especially when you're gonna get 80 bucks.
Okay, yeah, 80 bucks is not a lot for a custom keyboard, but it is doable. I may just have to turn to AliExpress. All right, 80 bucks. All right, so this is my switch type. I'm praying for linear because I hate tactiles, I hate clickies.
You got linear.
I got linear. I spoke into existence.
It's gonna make a nice sounding keyboard. I'm probably gonna get clicky, yeah. Should be fun.
But maybe I'll get a curveball, it sucks.
Artisan cable, full size, 60%, south facing keys. You need RGB. Needs RGB. That's not too bad.
All right, so for my custom keyboard, I got 80 bucks to spend. I have to use linear switches, so no clickies, and I need to have RGB.
Oh, not too bad. All right, now, again, I think it's important to mention, we are in no means keyboard experts, and for the most part, we're probably gonna go with, you know, just hot swap boards. It's kind of what we're gonna go for. Maybe Jackson wants to solder, I don't know. He may be kind of bold, I'm not. But we're gonna go ahead and spin the wheel and see what I have to do now, especially with my budget.
You know what, I hope you get 120. I want you to build something nice. Ooh, 100 bucks.
100 bucks.
You're gonna build something nice.
I can build a nice keyboard for 100 bucks. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see.
He's better go and drop, honestly.
What kind of switch do I need? Clicky would be fun.
I should have put membrane on there.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Clicky, baby. No one's gonna like this keyboard. Heck yeah. All right, and then what is my curveball?
See, the best part is, for those who don't know, clicky is actually different than tactile, so it'll be interesting. I think we're gonna get RGB.
Okay. RGB. So, okay, same deal, RGB, which is gonna be pretty straightforward, but I have a little more money to spend. It has to be clicky, which is gonna be hilarious. I haven't really like bought high-end clicky switches, but we're going to today. And then it needs RGB. And then really there's no limitation on the size, right? Because the only one would be 60%. We can do whatever size we want. And it's gonna be interesting. I haven't really shopped to build a keyboard before, but we're gonna do it for this challenge and see what we end up doing. Let's get the shopping.
All right, guys, it's time to do my shopping for my $80 custom keyboard. And maybe like once or twice we've bought, you know, build it yourself in the past, but it's been a long time. So I'm gonna check out KBD Fans just because it's like, hey, this keyboard is their thing. Okay, I'm probably gonna almost have to buy each thing separate from this site. So this is it. This is all their plates. Okay, the hot swap PCB in the kit can't work with me. Okay, first, yeah, that one's 60%. This is a 67. That's way too much money though. Okay, so space bar. Yeah, okay, this one looks to be. Oh, here we go. Cool. They're actually gonna give us a little bit of a layout here of how we would do it. So WK hot swap, ANSI PCB. Okay, yeah, it's exactly. That's TKL keyboard, basically. Do they have a plate for this one? But this is not the right one, is it? Okay, that makes it a little more complicated, I guess, because maybe I can't, if I use this keyboard, I can't get the plate from their site. Just kind of goofy. Oh, you know what I also just noticed? I don't know if this has RGB. I think I'm already just going to go over to AliExpress. TKL hot swap. This one was also really cool too. This one, I definitely like the design of this one a little better, and it has an LCD display, which is really cool. I mean, hey, it's not building from scratch, but in all honesty, this is kind of seeming like, for me, it might be a little bit of a better idea, because I don't know if I have the time or brain power to go through and like figure out building one completely from scratch. I definitely like the idea if I could find like some, like, I wonder, can I buy, I really like the Leo Bog switches. Double spring, probably not gonna be like pre-lubed, I wouldn't assume, but I need keycaps too, and I can't forget the keycaps. I do like this carpenter style, I gotta say. This is probably gonna be how they get me. It's probably gonna be like every single one of these shows it's really cheap, and then once I actually click on it and I realize that like, oh, that's only for 5 keys. I just realized it's called Matthew, but it's kind of spelled weird. Man, I wish I could just afford one of these. Walnut texture. Ooh, these are kind of cool looking too. Kind of the similar wood design, but I like how it kind of differs. So $18.99 plus, let's go ahead and get rid of these other tabs here, plus $61.84. Oh my god, I feel like I'm over by, oh my god, $80.83. I think I'm gonna tell them how to spend $80. I'm going over. This whole monitor almost just fell off the freaking desk. That was terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually able to get a $5 off coupon for AliExpress, so I'm definitely good now.
Let's preface this. I have never, ever planned and or built a mechanical keyboard before. So just consider me the entertainment factor, consider Jackson's to be the quality factor. Well, maybe we may both fail, who knows. GK64 hot swap kit is $65. Holy crap, that seems like a bad deal. All right, so here are Kale Box Jade tactile switches. Clicky customizable swap heavy hand feel switches. How many is 70? $24. This one looks kind of cool. It has RGB on the side. And get it in black for $42. Keycap set. I don't want anything crazy, I'll be honest with you. What are these? Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna play phone a friend.
Your friend is here.
Okay, this is 100% clickbait. I know it's not gonna look that good.
If you look how like they're sculpted in a certain layout, like your delete might be for like this row or this row, which is why I might say it's not compatible.
Okay.
You'll have everything you need basically.
Cool, that's all I needed to hear. All right, where are we at? Does this kit come with a cable? 3 meters seems short. Screw it. I'm gonna buy it, and if it takes forever to show up, if I go to cart here, I think with shipping, we're at $95. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get everything ordered. I went full AliExpress on this bad boy, and hopefully everything works just fine.
All right, guys, everything is finally in. So my stuff actually got here pretty quick because, as you guys saw, I got some of it from Amazon, some of it from AliExpress, and I am so excited that I got linear because I actually love these switches. I kind of recently discovered the Leo Bog, and these are the V4s, the Greywood V4s, and they're linear. They don't really have a lot of sound besides the bottom out, which sounds pretty nice. But they're a box style switch. They actually do have, I believe it's a south facing RGB shine through. They're hot swap ready. You could also use these in a keyboard that can be soldered as well. Just make sure you don't buy it for a Hall Effect keyboard. But yeah, $80 to build a custom keyboard is definitely not like a ton of money. Most people that are building custom are gonna spend a lot more just as SAC. Might spend $1,000 on one. But we definitely had to go a little bit cheaper. And you know, I could have gotten really fancy, and you can buy all these parts separate. But in all honesty, I did not want to. I did not want to have to spend tons of time. I actually didn't know if mine came with a power cable. I'm really glad it did. I will say it's a little ashy, but I think it'll work. It's USB-C, and funny enough, this keyboard is wireless, so it's crazy to see how far keyboard market's come. So we got a switch and keycap puller in here as well. So yeah, we're pretty set with this right here. And you know, it is just like a polycarbonate or plastic case, really. The brand is Matthew, by the way. It's like Matthew. It's like missing a T. But it does have flip-out feet. It does have skates on the back, or sorry, rubber pads to keep it from slipping. We have a simple on-off switch. I wonder, do we have any? Oh my God, we have charge. All right, let's see the RGB, Jonah. You ready? Once it reaches the, oh my goodness, what was this? I think I paid like 55 or $60. It's actually kind of wild, dude. Our little RGB logo's blinking there, which is all good. I don't know anything about the stabilizers. I have no clue if they have any padding underneath them. I know that the keyboard claims to be like multi-layered, you know, and have lots of padding, lots of sound dampening. We'll find out because I'm not gonna be taking this apart to find out. I don't care enough in all honesty, but maybe that'll change once I start putting this together. And then the keycaps, I think is probably what I'm the most excited about. I know I've gotten some mixed opinions around the office. I know I'm hoping these grow on Jonah behind the camera there, but we have wooden keycaps. So I'm a pretty big fan of the whole new trend of, you know, wood with PCs and whatnot. My desk at home is just a big giant walnut wood desk. So I really like the whole idea of wood and electronics. So I think this will look pretty cool. We might need to do like an orange color scheme, you know, on the actual keyboard, but I think, yeah, Jonah says yes. All right, orange or white, but I think I'm pretty much ready to go ahead and start popping these switches in. Let's turn the keyboard off. And the main thing we gotta make sure is that we do not bend any of these really delicate little stems, because I honestly don't remember how many extra switches I got. Maybe I got the exact amount, I don't know. We'll find out. Let's go and put it together. Alright guys, I just got finished building my keyboard and I think that it turned out pretty nice. I know that there's definitely going to be some mixed opinions about the wood looking keycaps, but I think the RGB shines through pretty nicely. The wireless functionality works. Really didn't have any major issues besides a couple of these switches when we put them in. We got a little bit of foldage, but once you pop the switch back out, you're good to go. I wish I had a little bit more money, because man, I could have gotten like an LCD display and like a volume knob, which I think would have made this look a lot nicer, but I think overall with the $80 I had, I think I did pretty good. Now, is this better than an Amazon keyboard? Maybe not, but we'll see what the boys think about it.
Up front, this one, the keycaps look almost like dice. Like if you buy a nice little set of like wooden dice for like D&D, they look like this.
I don't like these keycaps at all. And I kind of figured I wouldn't. I think the problem is just how round they are and how close together they are. Like I'm trying to type here and I just feel like I'm misclicking a lot.
I like the look of the keycaps, not the wood part, but like the profile.
I don't know that I care for the wood look, to be honest.
Spacebar is like a kind of like a pingy noise to it.
I can't get over the spacebar. It feels really bad.
I don't like the sound of that.
I don't know if that's like the stabilizer or like the plate getting hit.
I'm really not picky, but I don't have any reason to like this one more than another keyboard.
Not bad. I think the stabilizers definitely bring it down a little bit, but it's just, in my opinion, it's just a pretty solid average budget keyboard.
All right, guys, it's time for me to build my keyboard. If you guys saw during my shopping experience, I had quite a struggle. I had to call in some outside help, but we got it all sorted out, and I got to do the impossible challenge of making a clicky switch keyboard sound amazing, which normally doesn't happen very well. Now, this is a kit, which makes things a lot easier. I know you guys might be like, we're not really building a keyboard, you have a full kit. But you know what? This is baby steps, all right? This does well. Maybe we'll do a full custom build, but for right now, this is what I'm gonna run with. And here is my kit. Look at this thing, not too bad. Got a little rotary knob here. Everything is hot swappable. It is the GMK67. The switches I did get are these Kale Box Autumn Yellow switches, which sounded great, and I have already messed with them a little bit because they got that high pitch click to them. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this works out. Now, in theory, all I really should have to do here is to line up the pins and push it in. Now, I guess the keycaps that will go on top of this, and then we'll go into a little bit of a time-lapse mode here while we're setting this all up. Gamer keycaps. Now, I will say, I don't remember them being purple. McAllister may do some flashbacking here and being like, yeah, they are purple, Matt. I don't know why he did that. I just remember them being transparent and kind of Fortnite gamer-esque. So let's go ahead and start putting this together, and I'm curious to see, without any major modifications, what these switches are gonna sound like. All right, guys, my keyboard is built. I currently have it on the 2.4 mode because it is a wireless keyboard. I'll show you all the dongle here. Oh, nice. So you guys can see some of the lighting going on here, but I have this blue color scheme. I will say, altogether, putting this together was not too bad. I mean, it's a hot swappable keyboard, not too big of a deal. As you guys saw, the keycaps kind of got tossed around in shipping, so making sure we get the right ones in the right places is a little bit difficult. And I did a quick test after we built this, and there were a couple of the switches that weren't inserted properly, so I had to go back and reinsert them. But now, everything is pretty good, and I will say, I don't really test a lot of higher end tactile keyboard switches because, again, who's really building those? I know there's some of you out there who will, but I will say, based on my impressions with this, it's really good. Like, for a tactile switch, would I ideally drive a tactile switch? No, but it's probably the best sounding keyboard with a tactile switch, and the building experience wasn't too bad. And considering I got all this for $100, we'll talk more about price to performance later in this video, I was pretty happy with the experience overall.
This one looks a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to me. I like the vibe of this one, definitely much more.
I'm a sucker for a volume knob, not gonna lie. There's a lot of functionality in that, a lot of practical purposes.
The south-facing Legends with the RGB, kind of cool.
One of the nicer clicky switch keyboards I've ever tried out.
And I'm not normally one for the tactile switch, but on this one, it's working for me.
When you're lifting off the keys, it feels just solid.
The blue purple scheme, I like it. It's pretty good. I just don't know if I like the topographic lines. It's very, very gamery.
I would definitely go more for this vibe.
The keycaps, I'm not the biggest fan of them myself, honestly.
All of this to say, I definitely prefer this keyboard over the other.
This is a solid keyboard, and if you like the clicky switch kind of keyboard, this is pretty solid.
If I had to put one of these keyboards on my setup and use it, I think I would rather use the on-screen keyboard, like Windows on-screen keyboard.
All right, guys, so we just got done building our keyboards. We got done talking about them, and then we had all of our guys test them out. And I definitely think that we both did pretty good with the money we had. I mean, hey, we made working keyboards that you could actually type in game on, but is it really better than something like a Yunzi or an RK off of Amazon? It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, realistically, people who have been building keyboards for years now know how much better the pre-built market has gotten, and especially like these Yunzi keyboards, they're really nice. I will say I was pretty impressed with what I was able to make out of a tactile keyboard because, again, it's not really an area that normally I see in the high-end keyboard space. Normally people prefer the linear switches, but hey, it turned out pretty solid. $100 though, would I personally do this for my own keyboard? Probably not. I'd probably go this route instead, but it is a hobbyist thing, so it kind of goes against what we teach here at PC Building, because normally we say building your own PC is cheaper and better, but when it comes to keyboards now, that might not be the case.
Yeah, not only was this keyboard right here is I think like 65 bucks, and I honestly think in terms of like the RGB, it weighs a lot more. Like it actually feels like a much more premium use case. It's literally cheaper than both of our keyboards, and I would honestly argue that it's nicer than both, sadly. But I definitely think that this was a fun little challenge, and I don't know, maybe if we had more money, we could make much nicer keyboards. But we are kind of noobs when it comes to building our own keyboards.
So let us know what you think of this keyboard challenge in the comments down below. If you want to buy any of the stuff you use in today's video, links in the description down below will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Let us know which keyboard you like the most in the comments down below, and hopefully you enjoyed this challenge.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, if you want to come pick up a cool keyboard in person, you happen to be located in Louisville, Kentucky, we do have tons of keyboards in stock.
And maybe you already have a keyboard and you want to upgrade your gaming PC so they're perfect together. You can buy a PC as well at PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.